Okay, so I am reading I Looked Up From My Writing by Thomas Hardy. This is on page 542 in Literature to Go by Michael Mayer, third edition. So that's that there. Okay, let's see. All right. I Looked Up From My Writing by Thomas Hardy. Excuse my voice, by the way. It's like 1:30 in the morning or something, and I just got off work at 10:40. So, excuse me. I looked up from my writing and gave a start to see, as if wrapped in my indicting the moon's full gaze on me. Her meditative, misty head was spectral in its air, and I involuntarily said, "What are you doing there?" "Oh, I've been scanning pond and hole and waterway hereabouts for the body of one with a sunken soul who has put his lifelight out." "Did you hear his frenzied tattle? It was sorrow for his son, who is slain in brutish battle, though he was injured none. And now I am curious to look into the blinkered mind of one who wants to write a book in a world of such a kind." Her temper overwrought me, and I edged to shun her view, for I felt assured she thought me one who should drown him too. That is all. I chose this poem because, well, I didn't expect it to go the way that it did. When I first read this poem, I thought it was going to be kind of like about the the writer's love for writing, and maybe his intimate like relationship with the moon, or symbolic of some kind with the moon. I mean, like, I guess you could say it's kind of like his intimate relationship with the moon too, because I mean, a lot of times when I read poetry, I find that when the moon is mentioned, it's normally a time where people are like alone. They tend to get really emotional and really sensitive. And I mean, I for one, I normally write at night, not just because it's my only quiet time, but I tend to be able to get everything that's on the inside out on paper better. And that's basically like what I see in poetry. Like when the moon is mentioned, it's a much more intimate poem or atmosphere that's being presented in the poem. So I thought, anyway, that initially, especially when I think it is, what is it? Let's see, 5, 6, 7. I think it's like line 7 and 8 when he asked the moon, "What are you doing there?" I thought this was going to be that moment where it's just like, oh, great. The moon is going to be like, I'm watching over you, and, you're not alone, and how you feel is okay. And, I love you, you love me kind of thing. And it wasn't like that. It was more like the moon is like a reminder of your son is gone. You need to, forget about him just as he is not here. So it definitely went in a different direction. But I definitely love the poem because I can definitely relate from having lost loved ones in my life as well. And those times where it really hits home and become emotional for me is at night when I'm still and I'm writing, and sometimes dealing with those emotions is a little bit too much, and sometimes you feel like it's better to just go ahead and act like the person might have never existed. So I could definitely understand, um, and I guess see how this poem is relatable, but it's awesome. I loved it. That is all. Thanks.